Hi Nicole. This is the final book for final diet. Oh my god. Um but when it comes to doing the description, in this, the what Bernard does is that she conceptualizes what home is to her and other people define it through a series of her experiences in Vermont and then her experiences in Mississippi, um, and then also like what home is to like other people and how they conceptualize it. Um, and I would say the reason why that Bernard structures her chapter like this is to have like a moment of like it, not vulnerability, but like a conscious moment of conceptualizing what home is. I would say that in many ways, this is one of the more basic chapters that she has in her book. That's not really hard to like conceptualize or create a metaphor from, um, because this is like a question that many people ask themselves, like, what is home? Like the way we use home is something that she refers to as like overused, similar to like saying when we say love. And this is actually something that Bell Hooks talks about in her All About Love, Love's New Visions, where she's like, we use the word love when we are just trying to explain like strong emotions of attraction and feeling towards someone, but it's not that. Love is something else. Similarly, home is not necessarily the same thing to everyone, and so when we say home, it could be too strong of a word, because home, depending how you define it, it could be a place of belonging, a place of comfort, a place of safety, similar to how Bernard felt when she was in her grandmother's home, that was physically built and was like an actual place, but being inside the bedroom where her mom and like the sisters were staying together and like had that generational like safety and comfort of like a home. Um, and so this sort of gets like into like the question, like sort of like the application or the E of it is part of the chapter in page 198 where she quotes James Baldwin. You never leave home. You take your home with you. You better, otherwise you're homeless. And then at the same page, um, the North was a dream that I borrowed from from other people. So in the first quotation from James Baldwin, basically what I believe Bernard is trying to pull from Baldwin's writing is that home in of itself is a feeling that we carry with us, and it is the memories and our ability to pull on those same type of comforts that we have found in either physical places and beings, or just more or less the environment and like the things that come with those people and those attributions. Um, and then another way that we can sort of see this is like how society tells us that we have like with the way we overuse the word home is that Bernard says like she pulled the dream of the North from other people, is that she gravitated toward this idea of what home could be or what a future home could be from other people instead of deciding it for herself. And that's why when it comes to determining exactly what is home to her, she's like, Vermont has not really been a home. It has been a place for her to physically be. She has found a way to function within it, and her daughters will be able to call it home because that's where they're born, but that's not necessarily her home. um and so like for me personally, it's interesting playing with this. I was telling Ethan, this guy over here, um, I'm talking the video still. I just referred to you. Uh-oh. I was talking to him. I was like, um, when I moved out from San Antonio and I went to Texas State for the first time, my mom got rid of the apartment that we had stayed in the most recently. And when we left, she got a one bedroom like side house out of her friend's place, and it's one bedroom. There's a front living room, but there's no storage, there's nothing. So basically, everything I wanted, I had to take with me. I don't have like a home to go back to. I don't have like a physical place that has been something I've grown up in or like where I can go, because like even from that apartment, my mom and I have always moved from apartment to apartment to apartment. We've never stayed in one physical location more than like 4 years. And so like that conceptualization of home has always been like what feels comfortable. Um And so like I'll just show you my room. Like that's partially like why my room is the way it is because this is like what's comfortable to me. This feels like home. Like when I go back to San Antonio, I'm like, oh. I'll talk to you after. I'm sorry. I keep showing. I don't mean to. He just happens to be right there. But like my bedroom feels like home. Like when I go back to San Antonio, I'm like, oh, I'm going home. Meaning like when I'm coming back to Denton. Like, and that's partially like also when it comes to like my driver's license renewal, I want to get like the Denton address. Because like San Antonio has been a place I grew up, but I don't think that's my home. In theory wise, girl, we've been through so many. I could talk about intersectionality. I could talk about like memory. I could talk about the performance of like what it means to be at home. But like, you don't even hear me talk about that. But yeah, I've enjoyed this book. It was a really good book. Also, like in the epilogue, I thought it was really interesting that Bernard tried to like talk about her mom writing and stuff. I would say I'm still processing that part, but like at the end of the day, Black as the Body is a good book. And yeah. Alright, bye.